So we're back. I wanted to jump right back in because you were saying something before we went for that break there.
Yeah.
About you was 20 and you're sounding like you're ready and everything. That was my experience moving out.
Whose experience it wasn't?
I thought, well, you know, I working,
Right.
I get a salary,
Right.
I can pay the rent. But that was part of the fantasy in your head. I hear people say that you see around you and all that. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I move out, and I never forget. I was about 21 when I moved out. The first time I pay rent, I realized immediately that I in trouble.
Yeah.
I can't turn back,
Yeah.
but I realized immediately, based on the salary that I'm working for,
Yeah.
when I actually take it out and hand them the rent, and then I still had to study how I'm going to work for the month, how I'm eating and things for the month,
Yep.
I realized I was in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why all them things was I was want to focus so hard on talking to the children who just write CXC.
Yeah.
Especially if we could talk to them before exams finish.
Yeah.
Because you just kind of freedom mode as exams done. I know some people who admit now when we're in the school that they make some stupid choices and decisions
We've all done
right
As they finish school.
as they finish school.
I think a real important thing, and I think I wish I had this more when I was younger, was just understanding the difference between like short term and long term, right? I think we live a lot in the short term, right? So
Yeah.
we make those decisions,
Guilty.
and it will definitely help us in the short term. Yeah, make life easier, but then when long term now we start thinking about what we want, we start to realize it wasn't worth me putting that money, that time, that energy towards something that not paying off. You know, I have family members, they talk about simple stuff like pension. And they start too late, or they use a portion of it to pay for the kids' education, and now they're at this point where they're about to retire. And they have to put in a lot of money just to make it count. Because once they reach that point, they need the funds, right? And it's hindsight,
Yeah, 2020.
right? So if we are just naturally thinking, well, what can I have now? As opposed to, if I sacrifice for a certain amount of time, what can I get later? It makes a big difference. Because, and I hate to, as we real sad when I see this happen to people, they'll say, you know, I wish I had put the time and energy into this so that I could have this now.
Yeah.
And they're doing the maths and they realize, well, there's no way that I can get this now.
Right.
And all it takes is just one thought. How can I make what I want a reality?
Yeah.
But we don't do it because, and I can't really blame us, we're just used to the short term. But it's just so easy to just get caught up in the current of life.
Yeah.
One thing leads into the next thing, leads into the next thing, and you start to forget, okay, this is happening in the present,
Yeah.
but yo, the future is impending, and if I want a certain type of life,
Yeah.
I have to put things in place. So when you talk about finances, mental health, basic planning, it's not really taught. So you are basically learning from experience.
Right.
Experience is in a vacuum. So now you are learning something that you are only experiencing or learning within your vacuum. But then life isn't in a vacuum.
Yeah.
So everything you missed is now going to affect you negatively.
Yeah.
And there's so many negative connotations to certain aspects of experts
Yeah.
that people are just afraid. I get it. You don't want to talk to an insurance agent because you think they just want to make their money.
Yeah.
Right? You're not even thinking about a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Therapy, why? Like,
Yeah.
I have, and it's something you said. I have bills to pay. I pay in my rent. I pay in groceries, right? Transportation. You watching that 500 maybe if you have so much left over,
Remain, yeah.
and you have an anxiety and you're thinking, am I gonna spend this on a therapist?
A pump? Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You just because you can't see the long-term effects it'll have
Of
on you,
that,
because
yeah.
again, you're making decisions within your vacuum.
Yes.
But it's like until like taking care of your health. You eat whatever, you start to get sick, you have to pay for it later on. Same thing with your mental health, same thing with your finances.
Yeah.
It's all basically moving systems that you feed into, and the less you feed into the future, of course it'll make things more comfortable in the present, but when you get to this point now where you want to have a certain life, you just can't have
You
it.
can't, yeah.
You can't because it's just not set up that way.
Yeah. And one of the downfalls, I think, or one of the issues let me use that word, that we face in the community is our parents pushing us out at 18.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
know.
conversation we always have, you know.
Yeah, that to me, I think that's one of the most
Real
destructive
detrimental
things.
and yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that we could do to our children. Now, I'm not saying if your child being an idiot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That whole other
but I'm
aspect,
saying
right?
that if you could look at your child and see that your child has a positive, progressive mindset,
Yeah.
right, where they may want to go university, wherever, what they're interested in having a business or whatever the case is, and you could safely say to yourself, okay, when this one started work, I have 4. So as always, I don't already tell myself, after a particular point, I am going to shift certain responsibilities to them.
Yeah.
Because I am not putting my children out at no 16 and no 18 and thing. Right? Because I have seen in other communities where that has benefited the children, where they stay and they all live together and then they start building and adding to
Yeah.
what I have already put down. Right? And I think that's one of the things we do not focus on. And that's part of the plan. And he's talking about future-wise, where everybody's be like, yeah, we got a children, we got the house, we got the mortgage, we got the car, thing. And then when life come now and the children going to school and you have school books to buy and you have some of them might send them private school, they have school fees to pay, the grocery bill going up, thing, and it's like, what happened when the children finish school us? What happened to me? You know, and it's like we get so caught up in that same thing that you're talking about, that whirlwind of life, that you just be like, you know what? I don't reach here already. I will sacrifice my happiness at this point and let my children get the head start that they need, which I did not have.
Right.
And let me see if I could be happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen that with some of the parents.
The other aspect of that is and is a fear that I have as a man and as a father. The pushing out your children most of the time by realizing the African community, barring the bad attitude and that kind of thing, is because we as the parents wasn't prepared. So you're not prepared, you're living, you're barely paying rent and everything seen about a child. You find it hard to watch a 18, 19-year-old.
Who you know have the earning ability.
Yeah, and you what you want them to do is to go and work.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I tie that back into why I always want to talk to the children right before exams or right after exams. Let me talk to your parents. The children today, we said that earlier, acknowledge that they're much more intelligent, much more intuitive, everything. I tell them that invite me to talk to some children in reformer school. And I tell them, let's talk all kind of thing. Imagine you telling your mother, I just can't fathom that still, you know. I telling my mother, I want Jordan to go to school. Oh, you tell your parents what shoes you want?
Yeah.
I feel
Hilarious.
lucky. They come and ask me what shoes you want.
Yeah.
But it's whatever box they bring and drop there.
That's right. Now we are aware.
Right.
So if you have that mindset and that bravery to ask your parents for a shoes, well then you could use that same thing to say, Mommy, Daddy, I know I write an exam now, I can't come out of school. That a welding course I want to do, it costs $7,000. It have a life coach, I hear him talk, they bring him in school at the time, I think I want to go and deal with him. I see a course in UWI, I tell them that talk to your parents. I say because you have nothing to offer an employer right now besides your strength and your time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's it.
That's it. You have no experience.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
And whatever little education that you get.
Definitely.
And it's time now as parents we start to accept that there are different ways to make money now.
Oh gosh.
Because
Oh gosh.
you know why I can't wrap my mind around?
Yeah.
That a child, the parents have a camera on them. I just look at how plenty of us ain't willing to do that. These little white children playing with toys on YouTube,
Making millions, you know.
making millions. No, we willing to leave with children to watch the videos, you know.
Yeah.
But none are we willing to turn around and think, hey, do something.
Yeah.
We want to do because plenty of these children and them artistic. There's our next thing we have to start to look at. We have to start to look at how we children just express themselves.
Yeah.
They're willing, not everybody will be willing to go in front of the camera. But we in a studio here, a child might be, hey, press up this something. I mean, them come out of womb.
Yeah.
knowing how to operate phone.
Yeah, and tablets.
They're born into it.
A camera or a radio station or them, that ain't nothing for them to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how many different things now, and we have to look into that. But I'll go back to what I was saying initially. See how we prepare. How we prepare is one of the reasons why plenty of we children have to go out there.
And fight it.
Yeah, because I mean, if you have to prepare for the child, if you have to help the child go to school and them kind of thing, and they're catching you, then
Yeah.
all you're looking at, as you're saying, is the earning power of that said child
Survival.
when they finish now. And that mode where my fathers always say that we gotta come out of survival mode, we gotta go into thrive mode.
Thriving, yeah.
So I did a talk recently for like a youth summit, and they were talking about just how much access we have. I mean, yes, the kids, but I mean, we all have the access
Yeah,
as
we do.
well. And for me, with that whole relationship with parents and the kids, and then their next step in life, is, I mean, if you really think about it, we could really do anything, you know. There's like no limit to anything that stops you. So if you are now in this position where you think your child has a particular skill, but you don't know what to do, yo, Google. It have too many options. You Google that. You could talk to a person who is in that same position to give you guidance, because again, you're trying to escape the vacuum of knowledge you have, the vacuum of experiences you have.
Yeah.
If I have a child and they want to do something and I never saw somebody in my life, I can't make decisions for them. Like I can't make those decisions. I need to get educated.
That's what plenty
That's
of
what
people
we
come
do.
from.
Yeah, I mean it's understood. I mean, we're doing what we know, right? So if you grew up with that type of relationship and that kind of training, then it comes naturally for you to do it. The hard thing is being intentional.
Yeah.
That is really the hard thing.
Yeah.
Not even doing it, just getting there thought wise. Like if my child is good at swimming and I have no swimming experience, I could just send them off to lessons.
Yeah.
Fine. But what if I said, let me talk to somebody who's reputable? We could do it. Have social media. There's so many ways they can
So
reach out to
many
people.
ways, yeah.
What if I watch videos? What if I read a book? Right? And then once I got this knowledge, I then sit down with my child and say, honey, what you want to do? You know, where you want to take this? How dedicated you want to be? Where you see yourself going with this? Like when you close your eyes and your passion and all that good stuff, what do you see? Have that discussion and then say, okay, now let's make something happen together.
Together, yeah.
I feel like, and I mean, this is me growing up, a lot of it was just, they just say, do that, do this, do that. You're doing it, right? But that's the difference between Trinidad having 0 goals in Olympics and America having, how much it was, 30 something, right? It's not just about the facilities and the resources. It's about the mindset from early. I remember when I started playing basketball at 13, right? I do it because I love it, I play and thing. When I went away, and I see these kids, these kids come out of the womb dribbling a ball. And it's not like it was forced upon them, you know.
Yeah.
They just had an understanding from early that, hey, son, these are NBA players. Look at the things they're doing. Do you like that? They like it. They start to learn, right? You realize that you don't have enough information, so you start to search. And you get really involved in it. Bring that to your child, and then you help nurture. If you just do what we're doing, we say, oh, you like to play basketball, well, you can play Facebook,
Look at
ring there, go down to the court.
Yeah.
You're lucky,
It's,
you figure that.
yeah, they figure that, right?
Figure that, yeah.
So now, that's the difference between
Yeah.
where we are right now and where we could be.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with resources. It's just
Mindset.
The mindset.
understanding that I should be intentional about this one thing. And it can make all the difference. But again, conditioning is what we're accustomed to, so we just stay in that frame.
Yeah.
But it affects us and it affects our kids.
Right.
So, I love kids, but it's kids.
We're going to take a break and we'll come back at that because that's a really important aspect of what we're talking about here.
Right.
We'll be back shortly.
Yeah.